In this webinar today regarding Panama-Israel Free Trade Agreement. In today's session, we're going to listen to advice of the experts from LAC Legal, one of Panama's leading law firms specialized in international taxation and incorporations. I'm going to hand the microphone right now to my friend Alber Leikin, which is the founder of Sayeret Group. Sayeret Group is composed of Sayeret Security Agency, Sayeret Admin and Clean, Sayeret Innovation, also an NGO regarding the security business in Panama. Albert, would you please help us to open this ceremony today, this webinar today?
Yes, of course. So welcome everyone, and thank you for participating in this webinar. My name is Alber Leikin. I am an Israeli entrepreneur with more than 13 years of living and doing business in Panama. I am, as Gabriel said, the owner of Sayeret Group Holding, which is mainly dedicated to provide security solutions for a large number of sectors. And I am a partner in the Israel LATAM Corporate Center, this unique project, which my colleagues will later tell you about in detail, aims to allow companies to base themselves in Panama to reach the Latin American market, a market of more than 650 million people in the most beneficial and strategic place in the region. So again, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this webinar, which is the first of a series of meetings. We will be sharing value information for any company or entrepreneur who is looking to expand their market. So thank you very much, and we hope other people to connect later, and we'll start with the webinar.
Thank you very much, Albert. The next speaker is going to be Dr. Diego Lacayo, one of the partners of LAC Legal, and he will open us small windows to the business opportunities in Panama.
Well,
with a very beautiful view behind you of the city.
Thank you very much. You're well invited to come anytime to our offices here in Panama. Well, my name is Diego Lacayo. As Gabriel has stated, I'm one of the partners at the law firm LAC Legal, which is part of the group called LAC Group, a multidisciplinary group that includes a law firm, an accounting firm, and a financial consulting firm. We specialize in corporate and tax law here in Panama. And today we're going to try to present you a guide in the international, how to manage international taxation doing business in Panama. So also as well is joining me Ivelisse Bonilla, which is the director of the Tax International Department of my law firm, who will introduce herself and explain a little more about what we're going to tell you right here, right now.
Thank you very much, Diego. I'm going to hand the conversation to Dr. Ivelisse Bonilla. For the last decade, Ivelisse used to lead the tax treaties division in the Ministry of Economy and Finance of Panama. So I guess she's the best person to present and explain us all the bits and bytes of the Israeli-Panama free trade agreement and treaties, as well as the tax benefits in incorporating in Panama and working in the country. Ivelisse, the floor is yours.
Okay, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We have the pleasure to present you an international tax guide for doing business in Panama. But before discussing taxes, it is important to provide a general overview of Panama and its advantage of investments. Panama has experienced remarkable economic progress, has doubled per capita income in the space of 10 years. The population in Panama is about 4.2 million. Also, we have an inflation in 2022 about 2.9%. Our currency, legal currency, is the Balboa, which is the local money but has the same value that the US dollars. The economic growth or GDP growth for 2022 was about 18.8%. Also, another important fact about Panama is that we have a political stability. Since 1990, Panama has abolished its army. Also, I would like to highlight the banking system in Panama. Right now, we have about 75 banks with national and international license. The banking system in Panama is one of the main services of the country. Nowadays, they offer flexible process for opening accounts, no limitation for individuals or corporations. Around 40% of the funds in a bank account comes from foreign source. Also, banks in Panama offer different types of financial products, such as checkings and saving accounts, credit and debit cards, online banking, e-commerce cards, fixed term or CDT, among others. And another important fact about the banking system in Panama is that interest earned from a holding a bank account is not taxable. Okay. Diego, could you help me with the other slide, please? The other. From our perspective, it's very important to say that conducting a business through a legal entity is highly recommended, as long as it offers a range of advantages. The most important is that being personal asset protections. In Panama, the most commonly legal entities are corporations, also known in Spanish as Sociedad Anónima, that is an equivalent of public limit company. Also, sociedades de responsabilidad limitada are very useful. This type of entity is similar to limit liability companies or LLC, known in many other jurisdictions. And it's also a transparent entity. Some of the benefits that offer both types of entities are limit liability, flexibility in ownership, privacy and anonymity, ease of formation or an easy process to create or incorporate those entities. Also asset protection, as I mentioned before, and no minimal capital requirements. But now, let's talk about the Panamanian tax system, which is our main topic in this afternoon for you and day for us. I guess, okay, the Republic of Panama has a territorial tax system, also known as source taxation, which means that income generated within Panama is taxed at the source, regardless of whether it is received by a resident or non-resident. Residency is only relevant to determine if the entity is subject to a holding tax or not. But at this point, I guess that many of you have some question about this system. What is considered taxable income or not? Okay, in simple words, service provided in Panama by your company or you as an individual or any manufacturing product within the country that generates an income or any type of earning will be subject to tax. In the other hand, all income produced outside of Panama or generated from operations or services performed outside the Panamanian country will be non-taxable. For a better understanding, we present some of the most relevant taxes and its rates. Income individual tax has a tax rate that can vary from 0%, 15%, or 25%. It depends on the salary or the wage of the person. Corporate income tax has a tax rate of 25%. Regarding the dividends, we must point out that dividends has an exception of the territoriality tax system. In this case, companies that have both types of income. It means a company that generates income considered as a Panamanian source and a company that generates income of a foreign source have to pay taxes, 10% over those incomes that come from Panamanian and 5% from the foreign source. About capital gain tax, this tax is over the profits generated or obtained from sale of products, bonds, stocks, ownership shares, and other securities issued by legal entities that generates income in Panama. This income is taxed. But the most important fact here is that those entities, it doesn't matter if they are abroad of Panama or in Panama. If they generate income that is considered Panamanian source, will be taxed. And also, in this case, there are different types of taxes rates. 5% is a tax rate that will be considered an advance payment toward the tax. But the taxpayer have the opportunity only to pay 5%. But there is also another rate that is the 10% rate. This rate is applicable when the company or a person have some type of cost that they want to recover. And this is a process that they have to perform on the tax authority. For Panama tax system, the VAT is also known as ITBMS. The tax rate is lower than other countries. We have a tax rate about 7%. And well, one question that everybody or most of our clients always ask to us is about the thin capitalization. On this regard, we must state that thin capitalizations, there are no rules in Panama. There is no in our legal framework. Okay, also in this opportunity regarding to tax in Panama, it's important to talk about the tax regimes. Panama promotes competitive services for all canal-related activities, such as logistics, transportation, financial services, communication, and trade. At the same time, the Panamanian government has actively promoted policies to attract foreign companies and stimulate innovation. Companies under special tax regime enjoys a series of tax, immigration, and labor incentives. Here we are showing some of the most relevant tax regime. One of the most important is the Colón Free Trade Zone. This is a tax regime that is focused on promote an international trade under tax exempted work frame. Also, we have City of Knowledge, which is considered as a hub for education, research, innovation, and the development of different type of products related to technology. Also, we can mention about Panama Pacifico, that is a special area that is emphasized for a hub for regional operation, especially focuses on multinational corporation, providing tax benefit, incentives to companies that establish their headquarters in the country. Panama also have the free zones that promotes international trading, the special regime for multinational headquarters. This regime is very particular because it's focused in attract that headquarters of international companies also is focused in attract all the services that are related to administration of any company around the world can set in Panama, and has a very important benefit because they have a lower tax rate and corporate tax rate. Also, we have another regime that is called EMA that targets services to manufacturing, assembling, and remanufacturing, conditioning, maintenance, and repair of products, as well as logistics service, among others. Other thing that is important to mention regarding to investment regimes is that the OECD has verified and qualified those regimes, and they consider that these tax incentives are not dangerous for tax evasion. Okay, regarding to the international taxation, well, the international taxation has three important subjects as double tax treaties, transfer pricing, and exchange of information. The Republic of Panama is signatory of important international tax treaties and therefore contemplates agreements to avoid the double taxation. But in this opportunity, we are going to focus our attention on double tax treaty. But first of all, what is a double tax treaty? Maybe some of you don't know this interesting element of the international taxation. Well, the double tax treaty is also known as a double tax agreement or double tax avoidance agreement. It's a bilateral agreement made by two countries to avoid or resolve issues involving double taxation of passive and active income and prevention of fiscal evasion with respect to taxes on income. Panama and Israel has a very important relationship, commercial relationship, and they have signed a double tax treaty in 2012. In this part, we must remember that Israel has a worldwide income tax. And as I mentioned at the beginning, Panama has a territorial system tax. According to those different tax systems, is generate a double taxation. This important difference is currently addressed by the double tax treaty. Panama has these agreements since 2012, and this agreement allows people that do not pay taxes double, only in one state at the time. But how the double tax treaty works? I bring an example for illustrated in a better way the work of this important treaty. Okay, suppose that we have a company in Israel that provides an advisory service from Israel to another company in Panama, which use this service to improve business operation and helps to generate income within the country to those Panamanian entities. Okay, according to the Panamanian tax law, the service provided by a company located in Israel must be taxed at 12.5%. Later, the same profit will be taxed in Israel, and this generates the double taxation. And also, this reduces the real profit for the Israeli company. However, the double tax treaty have some circumstances, as for example, if the company is located only in Israel and they do not have any person in Panama working for them, and all the services is rendered abroad, the tax treaty allows that only the tax are paid in one state. In this case, the state that will collect the tax will be Israel. Therefore, we show here some example of the impact of the application of this treaty, because this allows companies. Also, it could be applicable by individuals. and they can ask for this benefit for don't have to pay twice, and also don't decrease it earnings. For the application of double tax treaty, it's important also to have or to prove to the tax authority that tax residence. But Panama also have other tax treaty networks, not only with Israel. Panama has a wide a network that includes 17 countries, as Barbados, South Korea, Spain, France, Portugal, Mexico, Singapore, Vietnam, also Italy. And all those double tax treaty can be used if you have a company or you perform services here in Panama from abroad. And also it's important that to remember that Panama, yes, we have a territorial system, but if the service is rendered and helps or promotes the generating of income in Panama, it could be taxable. Okay, I don't know if some of you have any question about this.
Any questions, ladies, gentlemen?
I have one question. So if I understand good, if I have a company in Israel, but I open headquarters here in Panama, so not only I have a benefit to the trade agreement with Israel, Panama, also I can use the trade agreement with another countries that Israel don't have.
Yes, you can use the other agreements, but it's important that you have your company here in Panama and show that this company is a fiscal residence. The tax treaty are very useful for worldwide businesses.
Thank you very much.
Okay. If no questions, I think that we can hand the microphone to Tzvi Lobel. Tzvi is the founder of the ILCC, the Israel LATAM Corporate Center, to explain a bit about the benefits of the local office in Panama City, visibility, connectivity, business services, attractiveness from the point of view of location, direct flights, etc. Dear Tzvi, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much, Gabriel, Ivelisse, and all the participants. You are welcome, and good afternoon and good morning. Depends on which side of the globe we are located. Well, the idea that we have with the Israel Latin American Corporate Center is, as we saw before in the presentation, there is a lot of advantage that we have between the countries, and each country has its own benefit. And the idea is to take all this advantage for the benefits of the business of each one. As we can just learn a few minutes ago, just the issue of to avoid the double taxation treaty that we have between Panama and Israel, it's one of the several agreements that we have between those both countries. This is important to take advantage, because sometimes a company can do everything in a 100% legal way, but in a smart way, and can save a lot of money, and this is the idea. And the idea is that to take advantage, you have to be today in Panama, also to establish a company, a sociedad anónima, or to open a bank account, you need to have a local address in Panama. You can't just be somewhere in the world and decide to open a bank account or company. So we offer in this center that we are here just sitting, it's a unique platform that offers a triple combination of a business center, co-working, and permanent exhibition center exclusively for Israeli companies, or companies that are making business with the Israeli companies also. No matter if the company are small, medium, startups, or big companies, each one can be in the size that it is, and they have to give them the advantage. We are very well located in a modern corporate tower in front of the Israeli embassy, and we have the support of both embassies, of the embassy of also of Israel in Panama, and Panama and Israel, as well as other institutes like Pro-Panama, that it's also a government corporation that it's trying to help foreign companies to come and do business in Panama, or the Diplomatic Institute that Gabriel Hayon also offers a very good help every time, and another many, and the Cámara de Comercio of Panama-Israel, that is, and another members also. In the spectrum of advantage that we have between Israel and Panama, we have free trade agreements in several areas, and Panama are very interested to bring the knowledge of Israeli companies to the region, and the idea is also to use Panama like a platform for all Latin American countries, for all the known reason that it's the geographical connection, location of Panama, the connection both maritime and the aerial connection that we have also from Panama to all other countries, and all the benefits that we can have now, and we can have much more in the future also with new agreements that will be done. Also, one important thing to take in account is that in Latin American mentality, if a company wants to sell some product or service, the Latin American clients will prefer to have and to do business with companies that have a local presence. It's not the same, even if it's just banking or they're going to buy some product or service, because if they don't feel that they have some kind of a local presence in the country and the region, it will not be the same success for the business that it will be reached. So our idea is just to provide all this platform in a very low cost, and we can have in two ways, in physical spaces and also virtual offices. That it's very convenient, and the idea is to bring all the necessary activities that you need to start to doing business without any headaches or things that you have to run for this. What else we can add? We just invite you to check all the opportunities that are just in front of you. It's a big and huge and good market. Also, the Latin American, as Albert told, it's a market of 650 million persons, and Panama, it's even in the years of the pandemic and post-pandemic, we saw that we have a very good increase in the GDP in the economy. So we invite all the Israeli companies to take a look of Panama and see it like Hong Kong in Southeast Asia. So Panama could be the same, more or less the same way for Latin America. And we are very glad to give all the help and support and like an incubator for every company that wants to enter in this amazing market. So you're very welcome to contact us for further details, and we will be glad to help and give you more information. So thank you very much to everybody, and to Ivelisse and the LAC legal firm. It's very important, interesting to know all these issues of taxes and the benefits of the taxes. And it's good to have a firm like you that you are specialized in this type of things. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining this webinar.